Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's Tuesday again, in the afternoon. We are going to be talking demons. Yes, demons and horror movies. Specifically, horror movies that I've seen. And as it is the month of October and we are getting more into this stuff, it's a relevant topic. So, before I get into the meat of the stream, if you want to support my channel, if you like my channel, make sure that you smash the like button, hit that subscribe button and the bell button for notifications. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs. If I get to 2,000 subs before the end of the year, specifically 2025 subs before the end of the year, I will be giving or doing a giveaway. It is a nice little item. It's useful. It's not just a regular movie or anything. I mean, I could give away a movie, but I'd rather give away something that's useful, you know? So, yes, if you want to support my channel, make sure to be part of that giveaway. I will be doing, or if I reach the 2025 before the new year, I will be doing the giveaway in January. Possibly the Tuesday stream of that year. So make sure that you guys try to help share the channel's content out, share the link for the channel and whatnot and stuff. Make sure that you do all of that. Anyway, folks, let's get on with it. Let's get into it and whatnot. So, yeah, horror demons. The first one, everybody's favorite, Pazuzu from The Exorcist. Now, I didn't see this movie until I was an adult. We just discussed this movie Thursday night, me and Mara on X, and we decided to say or give or show quite a bit, except for the most disturbing part of the film. Stabbing herself with a crucifix. So yes, that was quite disturbing. And let me say hello to the chat. We got Vanya, we got Pierce, we got Neozoic, and Kamen Rider. Good to see you. And we also have the Power of God. Hello there. And so we also have, but getting back to it, sorry folks, there's a lot of activity around me right now. Sorry. It's okay. But yes, this movie terrified generations. And it's not so much simply because of the concept of what would happen to a little girl. It's also because, well, possessions, paranormal activity and stuff like that, they actually have a basis in reality. This is not a joke. This stuff, compared to vampires and werewolves, that shit's in the mind. This stuff actually has a possibility of happening to somebody. And that's the scary part about these movies, because they actually have a bit of realism attached to them, or at least a basis in reality. Now, the events of The Exorcist are based on a book. There's actually a movie that is a much more accurate representation of that novel. I believe it's called Possession. Mara was talking about it on Thursday. On October 25th, we see the release of Venom 3 and Shadow Generations. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to be watching Venom 3 on Saturday, the 26th, because, yeah, I want to be able to be on Friday night's uncensored stream. So I'm going to be watching Venom 3 in theaters on the Saturday. That's if my theater actually gets it on time, which I'm hoping they do, which I'm pretty sure they will, unless they totally fuck it up. I'm hoping they don't, because I actually like my theater. I like going to my theater every now and then, watching a movie that I could possibly enjoy, you know. But back to this, or getting back on topic. And yeah, seeing The Running Man, yeah. No, I have not. I've been busy, family and stuff. This is a month where family, kids like to get moving around and whatnot. Um, but where's the dang thing? And quick question: does Destroya from Godzilla versus Destroya count as a demon? I know it is a mutation crustacean, but still, no, it does not, because that's exactly what it is. It's a mutated crustacean from the oxygen destroyer. It's not a demon. It didn't come from the pits of hell. I'm coming from the biblical bit of demons from hell. So yeah, Destroyer does not make it in this film or in this stream. But yes, getting back to Pazuzu. Now, Linda Blair, if I had no idea. Apparently, Linda Blair, when shooting one of the scenes on the bed, she fractured her spine because the bed was moving so violently that she actually injured her spine. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, you know? And when I saw that movie the first time, I stopped, or I said this in my Thursday stream, but I had to stop it at one point so that I could or take a breath and be like, yeah. And it is, or I've seen people who are younger generation than me who has seen this movie, and other people who are older generations than me who have seen this movie, and they all say it roughly the same thing. It's terrifying. Me, I was an adult when I saw it. It still disturbed me to a degree. I mean, I knew much about the behind the scenes stuff before I even seen the movie, but it didn't ruin the experience for me. That's the wonderful thing about the Exorcist movie. You could check out all the cool stuff from behind the scenes, and you could still be creeped out by what goes on in the movie itself. That's the wonders of 70s horror, folks. But going, or got another comment. Demons are corporeal or aren't corporeal. Not unless they take a host. You're right. They are mostly incorporeal. You are right. But moving on to another, well, demon, poltergeist, witch, spirit, Bathsheba Sherman from The Conjuring. Ugly woman, isn't she? Apparently, this woman was a Satan worshiper who wanted to sacrifice her or her child to Satan, and she succeeded. And she was tried for witchcraft. Her property, sorry, forgot the word there, um, was split among five different. It was split down the middle and whatnot, and it was like split into five, and five different places, or the five owners of the singular property ended up having the same problem. Bathsheba had possessed the mother to kill the child, or that mother's child, and it or other similar things to what happened to her, because she also declared her love for Satan before committing suicide when she was tried for witchcraft. But she actually escaped her trial and killed herself then. Now, The Conjuring has a lot of demons in it. Bathsheba is only one of them. You also have Malthus and Valak. Now, the demon, or the Valak demon that you see here, is not seen in the movie. However, that is still one scary looking thing. Now, Malthus is the demon that's connected to Annabelle. A lot of people thought that the demon connected to Annabelle was also the demon in The Conjuring 2, which it was not. The demon Malthus, which is connected to Annabelle, even though that's not the real looking Annabelle doll, folks. If you really want to know something creepy, where's the dang thing? There it is. If you really want to know something creepy about Annabelle, the real Annabelle, it's a Raggedy Ann doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. A freaking Raggedy Ann doll. You might be wondering why I am reacting the way I am about a freaking Raggedy Ann doll. Well, I'm so glad you asked. My aunt has a Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy doll. Well, my late aunt no longer. My other aunt has the two dolls and the miniature ones too. And after I learned from watching The Conjuring that Raggedy Ann is what the real Annabelle doll looks like, I couldn't freaking stand seeing that doll in my aunt's apartment when we were living together. So it's like, nope, I can't. No, keep that thing in your closet. You know, I just was absolutely. It unsettled me that much, folks. I mean, I know it's not the Annabelle doll, the one that my aunt had, but it's still creepy. You know, it's still creepy. But one of the Conjuring couple were proven as frauds. That is what I hear. Yes, but I'm not really going to get into the Warrens. Opinions on Oni, demons from Japanese folklore. Um, Demons from Japanese folklore Onis, I don't or I haven't read up on them much, so I really can't offer an opinion. I do believe some of them have horns and a singular eye. I also know of other demons from other cultures. However, I'm focusing more on the biblical demons in this because Onis, I mean, I focused more on Catholic or religious movies in which there was a demonic presence. So Japanese demons and other demons don't really fit into it because they are demons, don't get me wrong. It's just I'm trying to focus on the ones that I have already in this stream. But continuing on with Malthus from Annabelle, when I saw the first Annabelle movie, that creeped me out. That movie creeped me out because it used all the things that actually do kind of creep me out. I do not like being alone in the dark for too long, especially in a place where I know has paranormal ties. This house, for instance. This house is not haunted by inhuman spirits. It's actually haunted by human spirits, ghosts, not poltergeists. Let's see here. Oh, we got another one. That depends. That depends, Oak. Are we talking about Oni, Kappa, and yada yada? I'm not talking about any of that. You can talk about that in the chat, though. And yes, I do have a small fear of the dark, especially when I know that there is a malevolent presence within that dark. So, yeah, let's just say I've had experiences. They weren't pleasant, and I will not say any more other than that. As for Valak, now the movies have been shown to be pure bunk or pure speculation. However, they are based on the events of the Warren family. I know that much. Now, yes, there are some people who are saying that the Warrens were not as cool as everybody thinks they are from the movies, and I am aware of that. I am also aware that both Mr. and Mrs. Warren are no longer with us, so I am not going to be speaking ill of the dead. I do have respect in that, or for people who are dead, depending on certain people, that is. They have done nothing to have wronged me, so I will not speak ill of them. They are no longer with us. They are no longer able to defend themselves or defend their character, so I am not going to besmirch their character. So, yes, I am sorry about that. If that pisses anybody off. And yes, I'm also aware of Tengu and Kitsune and all those other ones. But moving on to the one in Annabelle. Yes, they both died within the last 10 to 20 years, or 10 to 14 years, I believe. But as I was saying, hold on, folks. Sorry about that. I smelled something burning and I had to go check. It was, or apparently my mother put some food on before she took a ride. But that just means she's going to be home soon. So, yeah. Anyway, yes, I live with my mom. I help her with finances. But yeah, uh, getting back to it, Malthus, the Annabelle demon, has actually been shown in two different forms. You have the one that we have seen in this form, as well as the one in Annabelle Comes Home, which looks a lot different. Now, Valak, we all know her or know it from The Nun. Valak is, you actually do get a small glimpse of Valak from The Conjuring 2 when he is being banished back to hell by Mrs. Warren, because he drops the demonic facade or the nun facade. But yeah, these things are, you just don't acknowledge them. If you know they're there, you do not acknowledge them. They will try to scare you, ignore it. They will try to creep you out. Don't freaking acknowledge it. Believe me, I know from the personal experiences I had that that is the best way to keep them at bay. When I am when I am watching movies with demons in them, guess what? I am making sure that I have my rosaries, which are blessed, around me. I have two rosaries, one that is blessed for prayer, one that is blessed for actual demonic or repelling demonic forces or any inhuman forces that are malevolent. So yeah, I made sure to have those specifically done because I've had the experiences. I'm not proud, or I'm not well, nobody's ever proud to have those experiences, so that, even though that was a or Freudian slip, so to speak, um I'm not, it's not something I like discussing. They were very unsettling. But getting back to it, this demon I was recently introduced to with Insidious, because I have never seen the Insidious movies. So the lipstick faced demon, as they call it, or the red faced demon, he he was odd in the Insidious movie. When I saw Insidious for the first time, it's like, okay, this is creepy. You got the creepiness going, you got the creepiness factor up. Then when they actually go into the further, I see this demon in a workshop. And I'm like, what? So yeah, that movie what does do a lot of jump scares. Jump scares are important when it comes to these sort of movies because you are, or you are going to, or they require them because that's the kind of scaring that these things will do to you, as well as other types of scaring as well. Um, but yes, this thing freaking using a magnifying glass, sharpening its metal nail things, the hoofs for feet. That was kind of freaking weird when I saw that, and I'm like, I mean, okay, I get it, but still weird. I Tomorrow I'm going to be watching Insidious 2 so I can discuss it with Mara on her channel tomorrow night at 8:30. This movie, Emily Rose, folks. Now that is a movie I made the mistake of watching at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Yep. Made that mistake big time. And I'm not afraid to admit this. I needed to change my sheets. It wasn't it wasn't so much that I pissed the bed. It was just that I jumped so bad that I ended up pissing myself. Yeah. However, I had to change the sheets too because I just felt it was necessary. But this movie scared the shit out of me almost literally that day. But yeah, I didn't go back to sleep. I was operating on 24-hour no sleep the next day. Yep, that movie scared me that much because I also watched the director's cut. Yeah. When you are seeing these sort of movies, when you are watching these sort of movies and you understand that there's a realistic basis to them, it adds to the fear level. And what happens to this girl, what in the Annalise Michelle story, the real story behind Annalise Michelle, if this movie is even half correct or a quarter correct, that gives me pause because holy crap, it was disturbing. This movie did a good job at scaring the hell out of people. Now, other people are like, oh, the movie sucked, yada yada. It's like, maybe you're just not into that stuff. But Jennifer Carpenter's performance made me think she was freaking possessed. Because she is that good of an actor or actress. She is that good of an actress. Jennifer Carpenter freaking made it look like she was actually fucking possessed. She unsettled the director and the cameraman while they were filming this movie with some of the stuff she was doing. And when that sort of stuff happens, it's hard not to believe that there was some sort of realistic basis to the story. And then I looked into the Annalise Michelle stuff back then. But man, another thing about possession movies, specifically movies like The Right, which I'm going to get into next, Emily Rose, and The Exorcist, as well as these movies. So far, well, with exception to Insidious, all of these movies, Annabelle, Exorcist, Conjuring, Emily Rose, and even this one, The Right, with Anthony Hopkins, all based on actual events. Kind of creeps you out, doesn't it, knowing that? So yeah, when I saw The Right about how even a priest can get possessed, that's creepy. And this movie, The Right, with Anthony Hopkins, that movie really does shake a person up because it also arms you, sorry for stuttering, it also arms you with knowledge. Do not speak to them directly. I already knew that prior to that movie due to my own personal experiences. Um, don't talk to them. How to test for possession, knowledge of the unknowable. Things like that can save your life. Knowing things like that can save your life. Would you guys arguably consider Krampus as a demon per se? Yes, but not a biblical one. Opinions on The Omen. I have not seen it, Neozoic, so I can't offer an opinion on it. Insidious 2 answers a lot of questions from one that you didn't know you had. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I heard that from Mara. Krampus does not fit as a demon specifically. He is the opposite of Saint Nicholas. Yeah, exactly. But getting back to The Right, that movie was a serious. Um, it drew from Exorcist a little bit, especially with the what were you expecting? Spinning heads and pea soup? I mean, that was creepy enough in The Exorcist where her head turns around and whatnot. But in this movie, you see this priest with with a pregnant woman who is possessed, or a pregnant girl who's possessed. And it also investigates the psychological aspect or aspects. Could this woman simply just be crazy? And you have things that are, or you have medicine versus demonic possession. Which of these is true? Can both be true, or are none true, or is one or the other true? That's the beauty of the Right movie. The movie The Right basically makes you think maybe this woman isn't possessed, or she is just crazy. However, knowledge of the unknowable plays a big part in it. You know that this woman is possessed. The girl is possessed. However, you have a priest who did preschool and whatnot, got his orientation and uh, ordainment and whatnot. However, he is seriously. Oh, it does not fit. Okay, sorry. Um, yeah, I misread the comment. I put does fit, not does not fit. What comment? Sorry if I misread it, bub. But anyway, um, back to The Right. The movie does a good job at showing how a skeptic can actually find his faith. Believe me, folks, all it takes is the right thing to give you a turn, to turn you towards faith or even away from faith. Believe me, I've had my crisis of faith. I do believe in God. I pray and whatnot. And knowing that these entities are around, yeah. Oh, the Krampus comment. Okay. Um, Krampus does fit as a demon, especially as he is the opposite of Saint Nicholas. Well, actually, or he may, but not in. He's not in my stream, so sorry. But yeah. Um, getting back to The Right though, one of the most powerful moments in that movie is the final act of the movie, where it's actually this scene. Um, from where screenshot comes from, this overlay here with Anthony Hopkins talking to him. Now, the demon that possessed the priest was known as Baal. Now we all know Baal or Baal. This one had Lucifer, Legion, and all the others inside of her. She had 6 inside of her. Lipstick demon. I don't know if it has a name. Malthus phallic. Bathsheba. Um, this one was named Pazuzu. These movies most of these movies had their reality or had their basis in actual events that happened. And yes, the priest who, or the skeptic priest, in that moment finds his faith and finds it very powerfully too, because he literally turned a demon who was basically at its most powerful in that moment, and he managed to successfully exorcise it from from his friend, because he found that the only way you can believe in the devil is therefore by believing in God. If one exists, so too does the other, and so does your faith in him. And it was such a powerful moment. It was so great to see how a man or a person can find their faith in the most dire of situations. And it is truly a great movie to behold. It does have some weird bits here and there. However, Alicia Braga is also well done in the movie well done in the movie as well. I mean, this movie does have a great cast of support characters. Anthony Hopkins. I cannot remember the name of the actor who plays the main character, but Anthony Hopkins, Alicia Braga, freaking what's his name? He played Albus Dumbledore's brother in the Deathly Hallows. He also played the devil in the second Ghost Rider movie. Blank on his freaking name. I believe it's a Greek name. But him, as well as Rutger Hauer, may he rest in peace. Oh, I can't remember his name. Kieran Hines. That's his name. Kieran Hines. That's not Greek. But yes. He also had a great moment in it, and it's like they want to bring him in for the exorcism, except that he's not going to be back until like 3 days from there. So they actually have to do it, and it goes wrong until it goes right. You know, it's a great movie. Honestly, I recommend people watch it. Just watch it during the daytime. But getting back to the last one, which is absolutely not based on reality, Tobias. Toby, as most people know him, but Tobias is a demon from the Paranormal Activity movies. Now, folks, I watched Paranormal 1, 2, and 3, or Paranormal Activities 1, 2, and 3. I started with the third one because I watched that in theaters with my stepbrother. We went to the theaters. I jumped at a couple scenes, but then there was then we came home and it's like, well, that one was kind of creepy. And then later on, I saw the first and second one, and then I saw their unrated editions, and then I'm like, these fucking movies are creepy as shit. Then I see the fourth one, and I'm like, okay, now they're starting to get a little stretchy. And I stopped from there until life got interrupted. Then I watched, like, what was it, like 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, or however many there are. And this is where, or the 8th one, I believe, is where you actually see Tobias, due to a angelic circle that they created, which it broke out of. Yeah, weird how that happened. But yes, those movies started getting real freaking. It's like, come on now, you're starting to push the bounds of reality with them. And so that's basically but Tobias was always talking with the girls in the first or in the third one, but also was the main demon that kept on menacing people in the first and second one. The first and second one are first event, second event, or actually it's wicked, or the best way to watch them is 3, 2, mostly part of 2, then 1, then go back to the first or the second movie, because the second movie actually takes place after the events of the first movie, but also run into the events of the first movie. And the third movie is basically a prequel to the first and second movie. Does that all make sense? I know, I confused the hell out of you. But yeah, then it just gets fucking time travel and shit in the other ones. It's so fucked up. But yeah. Essentially, witches, covens get into the mix, and the woman from the first movie who got possessed is essentially a protagonist in the fourth and fifth or fourth movie, later then seen in the time traveling one, and it just goes all fucking loopy from there, man. It was all freaking weird. Those movies got real freaking weird. Now, if they would have just stuck with Paranormal Activities 1, 2, and 3, good. Because then they all started going downhill and they started seeing diminishing returns. So, yeah. Tobias is one of the, or Tobias and Demonic Darth Maul here, they are the only movies that have no basis in reality. Where The Right with Anthony Hopkins, Emily Rose, Conjuring and the Nun, Conjuring Annabelle and the Nun, as well as The Exorcist. These movies do have their basis in reality, and these movies do have events that happened that were based on actual events, you see. So you got, or when it comes to these sort of things, I will never watch these movies unless it is daytime out. So tomorrow I will be watching Insidious 2. I will not watch it during the nighttime. So before the stream, I will be watching it during the daytime because it's better to consume this during the day when I can see everything around me, you know? Paranormal movies, demonic movies, they unsettle me. I do not wish to visit them often. In fact, I actually give them a wide berth. I don't watch them, or I watch them maybe every few years. So, yeah. Anywho, that will be the demonic talk, or enough of the demonic talk next week. And the final Tuesday for theme streams in October will be mummies. Yes, mummies. And yes, folks, I will also be talking about the mummy that Tom Cruise played in. So yeah, there's going to be that one, Amunet, Hemotep, the Jet Li one, as well as the second one. So yes, I will be talking about all the mummy movies that I have seen, which is basically those movies. I will also try to take a look at the original mummy from the 1930s or 40s. So thank you all for tuning in. Neozoic, Vanya, Kamen Rider, Power of God, Pierce, and all of those who are also watching on X. You all are also awesome folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. And stay tuned for tonight. I will be on the Barroom Podcast at 9 p.m. with Jake and them. P-Cat, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. You're coming in at the end. But yes, Barroom Podcast tonight at 9, folks. And then tomorrow, 8:30 with Mara for Insidious 2. All right. And 8:30X on Orange Hat. Well, let me get rid of this. At Orange Hat 2185 on X, 8:30 Thursday for Nightmare Before Christmas. So thank you all for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful night or day, and always remember to stay humble.
Are you done? Are you done?